Welcome back, everybody. It's Creative Redundancy back again, the one known as CR. Just like it says on your screen. Welcome, everyone. A little impromptu, but nevertheless, I'm still here. Hopefully, everyone's doing well, like I said. Cheers to everyone. I'm just about to have some coffee here myself, actually. Standard, give me a 5x5, 1, something along the lines of that, or I can hear you, CR. I tried to I reduced the daydreaming soundtrack a tad. Shouldn't be too loud. Took me a moment to reset that. Now I know I have someone here. I got you have Swede! Get the Swede with me here. Let me turn on this camera. This is a symbol of something. It's supposed to symbolize something. Getting my coffee here. It's still quite hot. See? Coffee. So like I said, hopefully everyone's doing well out there for what's going on and such. And hopefully you guys are all getting some harvest off your crops, off your plants. Hopefully the flowers are blooming, among some other things. And maybe there might be a sneak peek on somewhere. Let's see. I might sneak peek it in. But I'll wait for it later on. Or at least wait for some people to join us. At least that much first. I guess it would be smart if I put the lid back on, right? That'd be smart before I put it back inside the fridge. So yes, hopefully everyone's doing well. Hopefully the weather's been cooperating. Fair, anyways. Today I'm getting some sun once again. It's mostly sunny out. There's some thin cloud outside. Oh yeah. There we go. And the one and only, hey? Okay, I'll make sure my phone's charging. Nope, it's not. Hold on. Come on, phone. Keep charging here. Sorry about the shakiness. I gotta check on my phone. It's because I have it on my stand and it's leaning towards this table here, and yeah, if I touch the display, you can tell. Right there. So let me stir my coffee here. So hopefully everyone's doing well. I'll just randomly bring these on screen. Present something else here for me. Let me put this a little bit more up here, north here. I'll just put this right here. Representation right here. So yeah, like I said, hopefully everyone's doing well, like I said. Just checking out something real quick here. Just give me one brief moment here. I think it should be good. So yeah, I mean, I'm already 5 minutes in. You already had enough coffee here today? Well, I just started my day, Shadow. I mean, it's still morning here for a little bit longer. So first and foremost, because I am a Canadian resident, and I'll put in my 2 cents. I mean my $2. I mean my toonie. I mean my bear buck in here. 2 cents in here because I've been hearing about this. Not to make anything in the U.S. anything less significant, but there is some wildfires up north in the Northwest Territories right now. So please keep people in your thoughts right now as you listen to the stream and get your day going, or go throughout your do things throughout your day here. Or how fortunate you are that you're not facing that right now. As such, I think I heard that many of the roads are closed. Obviously, evacuations and stuff like that. So prayers to the people up north. I don't know anyone directly, but I know friends that do travel in that area. I've had a friend travel in the Yukon before too, so he sent me pictures and such. But I think this is more in the Northwest Territories, and not directly in the Yukon. So prayers to those people out there. Shadow. What's up, Tax? Good afternoon to you. Hopefully you're doing well. Alright, my phone is charging. As long as my phone's charging, I'm good. Nice to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, so I just brushed by that news article from the Northwest Territories, like directly above me. If I look north, it would be 12 hours away, probably. And they're facing a lot of similar things than other places have faced. I mean, still fires burning out in BC and Alberta, still. Now, the air quality has been generally better in comparison to the height of the season, where it was like, you couldn't even see, like, down the road. That was back in May. And for anyone that hasn't seen my shorts, yeah, during that time, there was some haze in the sky, too. So, if you saw that shorts, you're wondering, was that cloud? No, that wasn't actually cloud. I know you think that could have been some cloud in there, but I think there was haze in there too, some smoke from wildfires during that time. Because actually, I shot that video back last month, technically. It's actually been over a month. Now that I think about it, it's been over a month, because I keep forgetting today's August 16th at the time of this live stream. Shout out to the replay gang too while I'm at it. Oh, you're plastering a pool? Oh, appreciate that. Right there. This is supposed to represent water. My table's a little dirty. It's supposed to represent water. Right here. So yeah, I mean, right now, I think it goes without saying, be proactive out there. Keep doing the things that you're doing out there to help, not just yourself, like people you care for too. Because at the end of the day, at times, you're your best responder. You're your best person to help you out. And do what you can with what you have financially and resources that you have with you right now or can acquire. Because I'm seeing lots of different survival kits out there, so I've made the dollar store versions, thrift shopping ones, grand sale ones, you know, obviously the pre-made ones, and and all that stuff. So however, that gear is only part of the equation. Skills, knowledge, and experience are also part of the equation too. So, metaphorically speaking, Z equals A plus B plus C times D. I think I have to add a bracket in there. Yeah, I do. It's hot and humid in there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I personally don't have any pets, but I do know many people out there that do, so. And speak of pets, you might see something later. I think I have it for this week. End of the week, maybe the start of next week. You might see something, and I'm pretty sure I posted it. Actually, I think I scheduled it for Saturday, actually. So you might see me pop a video in there. It's always scheduled. Like, yeah, you might see something in there in the beginning of that video. So yes, what else has been going on? I mean, honestly, gardening. I decided to space out some of the gardening videos. So this is one of some dessert stuff is coming on the channel first before the gardening updates, the tomato sunflower update videos. And besides, it gives me some time to actually edit the content down and say what I want to say and kind of not just finalize the video, but actually proofread it or proofsee it. Or would they still call it proofreading? Because I'm actually not really reading a lot unless it's text, so proofseeing it. Because I have to or proof listening it, or whatever, something like that. Or maybe it is still called proofreading. Is it still called proofreading if you're not actually reading? I don't know. Just let me check on something real quick here. Alright. As long as my phone's charging, I'm good. So I want to show you guys something here. Let's see here. Hopefully this won't turn on. Look. And yes, it is. Something to lighten the mood. Here. So right now, if you haven't already, because I know in the preparedness community right now, people would be considering it. Well, obviously it's an ongoing thing, like the progress of positive, proactive preparedness. That's a lot of peace now, but because that's next month, September. Oh, and by the way, I do have something in the works for September. I'm working it in. I think I do actually have one video scheduled right now for. I think it's for the beginning of next month. So, let's see. Let me check the calendar here. So that's a Friday because the 30th end of the month is on a Thursday here. Something in the works. Something I haven't technically shown all the way yet. What's up, Reconnect? What up? How are you doing, man? Nice to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Virtual fist bump to you all. hopefully you guys are all doing well, like I said. And hopefully, well, you know what? Not just well, hopefully things are even getting better. We're not, hopefully not just getting by, but hopefully, getting a few steps ahead, a little bit more of that buffer zone. I'm always remembering that preparedness is just a buffer zone, always a buffer zone. That's just the resources or the gear, right? But also, what I said earlier, it's only part of the equation. Obviously, skills, knowledge, and experience play a key role in it. But something like that, you have to just you plan for it. Don't get me wrong, right? You think ahead, but you also just gotta sometimes just do it. Put something there. Build that shelf to put rice on, for example. Do that inventory stuff, double checking stuff, making sure it's ready to go as much as possible. Because sometimes certain things don't give much lead time, if any. I think it was with that saying. So try to be ready to roll out in like a small period of time. Have things ready to go as much as possible. I mean, just grabbing a bag here. I mean, like, I've got something ready to go. Oh, actually, I have to adjust this right here. One of my bands came off of it. But metaphorically and literally speaking, right? Oh, grabbed it the wrong way. Literally, use the force, right? Or sometimes when something happens, you'll be glad that you were more ready for it. And maybe the probability, the odds, or whatever were really low. Really, really low. But really, really low doesn't mean it's non-existing, or it's zero. There's still a chance, even in that outside chance. Sometimes it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when. So hopefully you're ready when that happens, whatever that may be. I don't know. Maybe it's more localized, personal, but sometimes it could be a little bit more major. Like a forest fire, for example. That's not contained. And threatens your existence. So what you guys know health weather out there for you guys? Like I said, hopefully you guys are getting some rain, and if you're getting too much rain, hopefully you're getting that sun again. If you're getting too much sun, hopefully you can get some rain again, alright? Hopefully balance it back out. Balance out that system back out again. Because just like how plants grow better when it has access to nutrients, obviously, water, air, when all those things come together in a good proportion, maybe not quite balanced, but in a good proportion, a little bit of each, usually plants grow quite well. I mean, even for me, I've been quite lucky this year in terms of growth with the plants. I'm just looking outside right now on some of the plants out here. Like the tomato plant, by the way. They're doing quite well. I've had to prune it quite a bit, actually. It's been very successful, let's just say. I'm still working on the video, by the way. I haven't even scheduled it because I actually haven't actually fully edited that video. But let's just say things are starting to be more ready. And for anyone that doesn't know how I say things or communicate certain things, that's some foreshadowing there. A hint in there. Hey, look who it is! It's the Celtic grandma. How are you doing? How are you doing? Nice to see you, by the way. Hopefully you're doing well. Been enjoying some of your update videos, by the way. But yeah, it's nice to see you all. You're still growing some plants out there, right? Okay. Right, CG? I'm assuming you're still growing some plants. Actually, I do remember some of those previous videos that you had. You were growing stuff. So I'm assuming you're still doing that to a certain degree. Maybe a little bit less or a little bit more, but I'm assuming you're still kind of doing that kind of thing. You know? Yeah. Oh, I was just checking on the screen. I didn't realize I put something in front of the camera there. I was like, sure, CR, sure. You meant to do that, man. We saw that. We saw that. It's all on video now. It's all on stream now. Like, oh, I guess you're right. Darn. I should watch where I'm putting my hands on screen and showing on screen here. Oh. Oh yeah, things are doing well. Some more green out there. That's for sure. Give me a sec here. Let me have a sip on coffee here. Cheers. This is actually a mug that someone gave me. Someone I met. She gave me this coffee mug. It's a little bit bigger than the one I had. Than this coffee mug that I've had for a while. It's not as big as the other one that I broke, but it's nice. Always reminds me of the time that I spent with them and such, right? Reconnecting with them and such. Just like how I'm reconnecting with you all, people out there. And sharing a few of these stories and things along the way. Maybe some random sneak peek randomly on screen. You know? I'll put in my 2 cents here. Or in this case, like a 20 here. You're just making a first pot? Yeah. Well, I guess better now than later. Make that pick me up, alright? Speaking of pick me up, who it is? Prep for it. How are you doing, man? Nice to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Oh, I gotta... Come on. Alright. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera because I'm trying to check on my battery. I'm making sure I'm actually getting that charge. The streamer doesn't actually show me the indicator. So I actually have to, swipe, center screen swipe up. to make sure. Because I'm actually transmitting sound, video, and using Wi-Fi, so obviously I'm using quite a bit of power for this right now. And my things are right here, so if you see me putting my hand here, sorry. I'm trying not to do that, but it's right here at the bottom, right here, my camera. But yeah, I mean, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, starting season has been, I wouldn't say the best. I know it's not the best, but overall, it's been productive. You know, certain little things then I start to check, and certain little things I may not get much of, but then there's other things that make up for it. So hopefully, for all you that are having problems with some crops or plants or whatever out there, hopefully you still have something else that is going well, whatever it is. You know, I know some people out there not getting enough rain, too much sun, maybe even too much wind. I mean, I've had some wind damage from a few certain things. I've actually had to re-support some of the plants out there. Just, you know, I'm like, come on, you just gotta make it. You just gotta make it until I harvest, right? Just buy me enough to, you know, whenever I'm doing like a trellis or adding or tying or whatever, tying things onto it and reconnecting it and trying to re-support it or whatever. Hopefully it'll just buy me enough time until I harvest said fruit or plant or seeds or anything along the lines of that, because come on, I'm so close, right? You know what I mean? I mean, it's one thing if this or that happened, but if I can do something about it, then at least I know that I tried then, right? Versus, in hindsight, maybe I should have or could have did this more or took the time the day before to re-support it and go from there. Instead of saying eventually or saying something like that, that'd be like, instead of hindsight, I'm gonna be more proactive about it as much as possible. Hence, right now I go some solar stuff's charging in the sun right now. As I try something out, some of the stuff out. And then that's another thing too, right? Making sure things work, right? So if you do buy something, and even if you don't buy something per se, maybe you receive it for free, you signed it, it's a score, curbside score, whatever, along the lines of that, right? Test it out, right? Make sure it's working the way that you would like it to. Way in advance of actually having to depend or really need it. Because I rather know in advance that it's ready to go. No one's much beforehand. And we had to waste time later, you know, is this working? Or having to run a test at that time? Yeah. Because I've seen what happens when you don't try stuff beforehand. At least maintain it. I mean, yeah, you can maintain it all you want and all this stuff, but and something may still happen. But at least, you know, I just checked like 2 weeks ago, right, kind of deal. So hopefully things didn't change that much, where it stops working or something along the lines. I know stuff happens, but hopefully you'd be more confident about said gear or resources working, whatever it is. You know, from some simple flashlight. I mean, even this stuff right here, right? I mean, like solar lights. I've actually seen, because I've experienced it twice now, where the battery works, the solar panel works on it, but the LED is not working for whatever the reason is. Like I would check with a multimeter, for example, right, to get a voltage and be like, well, I'm getting voltage off the solar panel. I'm getting voltage off the battery. Yeah, never see the LED turn on, even with the unit or something along the lines of that on. And just like, well, that kind of defeats the purpose, right? Not much of a light if it actually doesn't run, right? So trustable. Hi, David Lynn. I see you in there. I see you in there. By the way, David, I'll change it after the stream. I almost forgot about it. I'll change it. I'll go back into it. Where am I in? Okay, about half an hour in. All right. Okay, now all I have to do is just go back into the stream after. Change that. I can't change it right now on the StreamYard side. We're on the YouTube side right now. Wow, 108? Isn't that like 41, 42 Celsius? Because I know 104 is 40 Celsius. Keep cool out there, Celtic. No, prep for it. It's called daydreaming. The name built it tracks that StreamYard has. I'm actually not the only one kind of in the community that actually uses it, because I've heard it from someone else. They like using daydream too. I kind of like this. It's kind of just mellow enough. Especially for these live lectures, more impromptu. Not a real topic, but yeah. Oh. Just burping that out, eh? Just burping that out, eh? So let me put this back in the sun here. So I actually have been trying these out. They're not too bad, actually. They're not too bad. You know? I was actually... I actually was using one of these solar lights to actually use while I was filming. No additional lights. So it was kind of interesting. I kind of like these, actually. I think the reason why I like these is traditionally, for the most part, when you see these solar garden lights, for the most part, I mean, there are just some that are not quite always round, but I've been enjoying some of these more rectangular shaped ones. Like something like this, I can actually put in like a cargo pocket, for example. You know, if I went camping or whatever, I could probably bring something like this with me. And one of the things I did after opening the box, right? Because like I said, I ran the multimeter through it. Like, okay, the LED is working, the battery has charge in it. The LED is turning on once I put in the battery. But I also made sure there was a charge coming through that solar panel on it. I was able to get like, I think, 2 volts. So 2 volts to charge 1.2 volt nickel metal hydride battery at 9 mAh. I mean, let's just open this up right here. We got plenty of sun here. See? Naturally solar, that's what this is. Like I said, it's a AA 1.2 volt, so 2 volts coming in from the solar to be able to charge it. Put these two use these. I've been kind of enjoying these solar guardian lights. I mean, I actually had to use a few every so often. Let's just say some sort of power outage or something like that. I used one back in 2021. Not these specific ones, because obviously these are newer, but I was using our solar lights at that time. Like, literally, I'm taking a shower with a solar light above me. So, it was a quick shower. It's more like, not to really wash, but just cool off, because it was really hot during that time. You know, where the daytime temperature was like 95, I think. I think it was. It was in the high 90s or mid 90s. So 35, 34 Celsius during the day. So I was doing that just to cool off. Luckily, that did not last long. Okay, Celtic. Take care. Alright. Yeah, my phone's charging. It's at 84, so that's good. So, yeah, I mean, these... I kind of like these. They weren't too bad. I like these. Like, you can tell I haven't had these long. I still have the protective film on it, but I'm just gonna keep it on there for now. If it comes off, then it comes off. I'll just use it as just cover that solar panel on these solar lights. I'll just put this right. Oh, whatever. Hey, and here, I'll just put this right here. I'll just put that right there randomly. Actually, I was actually using that candle last night when I was sewing. Because sometimes I'm gonna melt the thread at the end. The nylon synthetic thread I'm using at the end, just to clean it up or dress it up. So I use a candle. You know, kind of like a flame extender. So PV, return this veterans in the house with us. Oh wait! I shouldn't even say house. I don't use the CR word. Crib. I'm gonna start using that. I should really start using that word. Welcome to my crib, PV. Metaphorically speaking, I'm using CR word. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully everything's growing quite well out there for you, PV. In that garden space. Or whatever you have out there, whatever it is. Potatoes, tomatoes, I don't know. Onions, peas, beans, and all the wonderful fruit. I was about to say, if you just hear me say that, you're probably thinking, is he talking about that other thing? Yeah, I just kind of thought about that for a second there. I was trying not to say it. So it's still... yeah, actually, yeah. PV. No. Yeah, these are a representation of something. That's why they're on the top or north-facing side of the screen, so to speak. Because, like I said earlier in the stream, right, and I'll say it again, especially to my Canadian followers here, keep some people in your thoughts again, right? As you go throughout your day, because some people are in a more serious situation right now. Yes, there's more wildfires here in Canada. I know that right now the Northwest Territories is kind of making headlines out there right now. So all that stuff that comes along with stuff like that, evacuations and such, right? So hopefully those people are not just getting help, but ready to roll, ready in advance as much as possible, right? And hopefully some of them are more prepared and ready in advance as much as possible, right? Because I've noticed some things in preparedness takes time to do. Obviously you're making positive progress forward in the preparedness part of it, but some that stuff takes time. Obviously, it already takes time, right? Putting the resources together can take time. Because nothing's worse than scrambling at the last minute, right? I always kind of figure it's just like, and I've actually said this to someone else, it's just like having a wallet or a purse, right? For example, for everyone out there, most people have that for the most part, right? One or the other, at least a wallet, anyways, right? And having your wallet ready to go, let's just say, not just keeping it in your pants pocket and changing pants and forgetting about it, but kind of putting it back into a place that you know where it is, wherever it is in your place. Maybe it's on the shelf, maybe it's by your door or something like that. With your keys, for example, right? So, it could be just even not a non-emergency situation. It could be a simple, hey, your friend calls you up, or your friend calls you up, or impromptu comes by and it's like, come on, man, let's go out, and we're gonna go somewhere. Grab your wallet, let's go. Right? You don't want to be to your friend, I don't know where my wallet is. I can't find my wallet. Or you're making them wait for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. They're like, come on! The day's not getting any longer. Right? Or maybe it's like going out to like some party or a bar or something like that, right? Where you need your wallet, ID or whatever, right? It would be nice to know that it's ready to go. In that same way, if you think about it, having our stuff ready for our situations is nice too. That way, you're only spending maybe a few minutes at it versus, dude, yeah? I can't find my wallet. Help me find my wallet. Really, see where you or whatever, right? And you're spending the next like 20 minutes, right? Instead, you could be already out on the road, metaphorically speaking, and enjoying the trip, or getting out. Hi, Ship Kicker. What are you doing? You see how he's in here. So is Dale. Sorry, I kind of forgot about the chat for a brief moment there. Well, PV, at least it's still going, right? Still growing. It's food first permaculture. How are you doing, Howie? Nice to see you all in here. Fredport. Oh my god, that sounds like just like my friend. But if you think about it, right? Something like that, it's a real kind of inconvenience, right? Because that's something that you can plan for, or at least be more proactive about, right? I mean, even for myself. And don't get me wrong, I've misplaced things too. Don't get me wrong, I ain't perfect either, but I also realize if it happens, let's try not to let this happen again, because this is 20 minutes I'm never gonna get back, right? And you're spending 20 minutes or whatever trying to find, let's just say, said wallet, said purse, something along the lines of that. Let me just swipe up on my screen here. Oh, you saw that video? You saw that shorts? Well, there's gonna be another video that kind of says a little bit more. Okay, hold on. Alright, there we go. I'll have to put that down on the screen for a moment here. I'll put the shorts up first. You'll see a longer. Well, I didn't even say longer. Because I didn't really shoot that much of it, but you'll see a little bit more details anyways. A little bit more into that. And hopefully, oh yeah, and it will be a standard video, so it'll be in that 16:9 aspect ratio landscape aspect ratio. Even though I shot some of that footage in portrait 9:16, but I recorded it anyways, right? Because that was more impromptu. We weren't really planning on it. We kind of did, but it just kind of happened. Just kind of went with the flow for a little bit. So, because I've also kind of hinted it on the Instagram side too. So, for my Instagram, well, for people that actually follow me here on YouTube and on Instagram, you may see it a little bit sooner on Instagram. Sometimes I will sneak peek it slightly before the YouTube side. Although sometimes I actually do them on at the same time, relatively speaking. Then there's certain little things you might see on the Instagram side you're not going to see much on the YouTube side here. So. Take care, prep for it. Let's see, man. Well, actually prepping live, it's because I haven't been on live for a while. I just kid. Because I know you come by at least not all the time I get it, but more often anyway. I can't remember if you were exactly here the last time I did a live stream, but I know the previous times you've been by here, so I appreciate you dropping by. You're always here to rev the engine. I mean, hit the like button. That's what I meant. I used that as a metaphor. Or tell me kick it into gear, right? Okay. Alright. So yeah, I mean, what's my time right now? Alright, 15 minutes. 50 minutes. Not 15. 50 minutes in here. Oh yes, I guess it's wait for coffee. I guess I'll mention this too. Don't worry, it's not gonna get the resources don't get recovered, Helly. Since it's got CRN, it's fine. And I'll just broadcast that out. Literally and metaphorically speaking. You know, or as other people would say out there in the gardening community, right? Feed the soil to feed the plants. And that's what I'm doing. As much as I can with what I have. I've actually been chopping and dropping a lot more, I've noticed lately. I can't be 100% certain since I started doing it more. Because obviously there's variables like daylight, sunlight, rainfall, wind, and such, but it seems like things are getting better. Overall, right? Overall. In spite of, you know, things like more heat, more sunlight, less rain, stronger winds, I've noticed that things are growing quite well. Anyway, I look outside and just see, yeah, let's just say a mini forest of green. That's for sure. Or at least a bush of green. At least that much of it. With some flowers too, I guess, right? Yes, I know. I've already shown that one sunflower, but what you guys don't know is that there's more than one sunflower. I was like, I could do more than one sunflower. I can't wait to show you folks the next update on that. However, that won't be for a week or two, because I'm just trying to space that out in terms of the timing of it. And I still actually have to work on one of the update videos for one of them. I still have to actually even I've already recorded most of it, or pictures, whatever, but I just kind of have to add some commentary in there and some dialogue in there and such, and rearrange the footage to a certain degree to tell the story of it. But what I will say is, it's almost ready. See what I did there? See what I did there? You guys all know how I like to use the words, right? Yeah. Grow what you eat and eat what you grow, yeah. Aww. That was very nice. That was very nice, PV. Enjoyed that time on Monday. So it's apparently on Monday, it's Yukon's Discovery Day. It says it on my calendar here. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Let's see here. Let me double check it. Okay. As long as my phone's still charging, I'm making sure my phone's still charging. I don't need the little battery indicator to show up suddenly out of nowhere on me. I'd be like, no, I thought it was charging for the last 30 minutes. It wasn't. I was using power the whole time. See, that's another thing I've realized. Never assuming my phone's charging unless I actually see the indicator. That's the last thing I need to see is I thought it was charging for the last 30 minutes. Right? And such. Now I gotta turn off the video or whatever, or turn off the external music so I can charge the battery up a little bit more again. So, hence, checking on stuff is quite nice. It gives you a little bit more reassurance that it's working, right? Because you've been or constantly or more regularly checking on it, whatever it is. It could be a battery on the phone, while you're streaming, your laptop, all the way down to checking your plants after the rain or the heavy winds, just in case, just to make sure that things have, your garden area or crops or whatever have been able to handle that kind of increase of wind or water. I know back like in July, there was a heavy downpour of rain, and one of the things I did was, in the break of the rain, while there was a break in the rain, the ground was starting to dry out and the puddles were receding and stuff like that. I went to go, even before that, I went to go check on stuff. I'm like, just making sure I didn't have any standing puddles in the garden area, right? I was taking a look, I'm like, oh, no, look at that, there's no standing puddles. Pretty much as soon as it stopped raining, it just like, right? So I was just like, hopefully that'll help, right? Because I know some of these plants won't really handle having their metaphoric feet in the water too long, right? Because you need that balance of that, just having water, and sunlight or energy, but you need that airflow too, right? Roots, the plants need air too. And now all that stuff comes together. Well, with the nutrients, obviously, right? Nitrogen, obviously, is the primary thing, but obviously there is stuff too. It seems to grow better. It's not lagging behind. It's not, I'll bloom when I'm ready, CR. I'm already ready to bloom. I'm just waiting for the time, right? Where that, I think, where daylight, they can sense that daylight, like on some of the plants or whatever. Like, for example, like a sunflower, and just like, okay, I'm ready to bloom. I think I just gave some foreshadowing there. Yes. See ya, Howie. Yeah? Yeah, PV. Yeah, I remember you saying that to me in one of my comments. See. Yeah? Alright, PV. I'll keep my eyes peeled on that. Oh, colorful. Anyway. I'm still going. So, I mean, I've been trying to be more proactive about stuff as much as possible, right? Getting my butt off the couch or seat or whatever and doing something like that, right? And be less reactive and more proactive as much as possible, right? Oh, hold on a sec. Oh, okay. I thought I saw something. Just a silhouette or a bird going by. What's up, car fan? What's up, bro? How are you doing, man? What's your fist bump? Hope you're doing well. That came in. Hi, Vanessa. How are you doing? It's nice to see you here too. Hopefully you're all you guys, you gals, you folks, you people out there are doing well, like I said. If you're wondering what I'm doing on the side, I'm doing like kind of, I wouldn't say exercises, but I'm doing something along the lines of that. It's not quite push-ups, but it's some upper body kind of thing. I kind of feel good when I start doing it a little bit more again. And get my heart pumping. It feels like that should be a song right there, right? That should be a song right there. I should look that up. Get your heart pumping. That'd be a song right there. I was about to say something else, but that's an actual song. So, yeah. Oh, it's good coffee, actually. I'm glad I made some now. Take care, PL. Nice to see you again, my friend. All the best. ATP. How long has it been? About an hour. Not exactly quite sure how long I'll stay on for. It'll be a little bit longer. I'm expecting company again. So, if I suddenly have to slide out early, well, that's your FYI right there. It's a TBA now kind of thing. To be announced now kind of thing. So, and besides, I can't stream this full time for right? I'm still gonna do things, right? Like I figure I pencil this in. Okay, it's not a pencil. Okay, give me some credit here with stage props. It's just something I had nearby. Oh yeah. I just realized I gotta work on this too. Double check this. You know, I'm not knock on wood here because no one's interrupting me yet. But chat, I know Shadow, you're probably like, well, see how you probably jinxed it right there. Probably. But that's why I'm knocking on some wood here. Or at least the table. For now. Watch, as soon as I said it, it's like, okay, let's go see her right now. He's streaming. Let's interrupt him and do him and all this other stuff. Indeed. Let's just put that on the screen. Indeed. I really still gotta come up with an acronym for that. I still haven't come up with an acronym for that show. I'm still working on it. I'm just like, every time I think I got somewhere, it's just like, it's not that great. It's not as great as some of these other acronyms I came up with. So. Just, let me just randomly put this on screen here. And yes, it is what you think it is. That's why there's a scale. In here. Something I received from Wes. So, I appreciate him sending me this, by the way. So, I was starting to get an idea on how I can go about using this a little bit more effectively. And utilize that resource, the characteristics of it, a little bit more. Maybe useful. Maybe useful. Give me a second, I'm just not gonna sip my coffee. Mouth dries out when you're talking a lot. I noticed that. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully, Chad. Hopefully. Hopefully in time. Hopefully it'll be just water under the bridge after the fact. Okay. Oops. This is why I have these stage props out, by the way. Oh, by the way, I actually found this. And reusing it, recovering the resource of it. I actually used it when the plants were still germinating, going through the germination process. And when I started them as seeds, to spray the soil, keep the soil moist, right? Once it grew, obviously, from the baby leaves. What's that called? Hodden Leiden leaves. I think I pronounced that right. I'm trying to remember to use that word. Because I figure if I use the word, maybe I'll remember to use it more and understand what it means and such, right? By actually doing it or using it. But basically, after that, then I can start adding a little bit more water instead of just misting the soil or the ground that's around it. So that's why I have stuff like this, because it's easier in the beginning anyway. Well, it's no water balloon. PV. I like the mist on it. I mean, I would miss having this if I didn't have it. Yeah, I know. Everyone's like, oh, CR, you just did not just say that. Oh, yes, I just did. Or as Forehaven would say, CR is dad jokes. I could hear him saying that too. I could just hear him saying that too. So yeah, I'm just working on some stuff on the side here, which is say one person here has already seen this, but I'll just randomly pass the hand. Yeah, there's a sneak peek right there. We'll have to wait for a video on that. Something I've had for a little bit of, actually for quite a bit of time now. As I'm making sure things are more ready to go as much as possible. Oh, PV Shadow. You too? You guys crack me up with the CR in it. Just randomly, I'll just put that right there. We shall see who knows what that is. I think I just randomly put that on screen. Just randomly. I'm just gonna randomly put that on screen here. I'm just taking a look at some stuff that I have here. And apparently I need to actually... Yeah. I know, I can help myself here. Me too, Shadow, me too. So yeah, I've been kind of following along, at least as part of the research part of it anyways, right? Some of these real world stories going on out there right now. There is no again and such. I'm following along with stuff, right? And realizing, very fortunate and also grateful that it's not happening here, but realize that everything's gonna happen too. So I'm really trying to be more ready as much as possible. You know, what's that word? Oh yeah, deployment. All right, where we get stuff, resources, and such are not just deployed, but deployed effectively in a timely manner as much as possible, just in case it's absolutely necessary for it to be used. And apparently, I'm kind of glad I've started to do it a little bit more. I've noticed it too, where this preparedness journey is positive progress forward journey of it. Right? You know, there's these times where the things I either bring or have on me, so, obviously everyday carry EDC in those, really show the usefulness of said items. Now, let's just see, such as this. That's my stream light. I've had that for a while. Actually, that was actually gifted to me by a friend of mine, by the way. So I appreciate the friend that gifted that to me. It just takes a normal, I shouldn't say normal, but a common AAA battery. I just use the rechargeable in this one. Let me just, which one do I have? Which battery do I have in here? Yeah, I have a rechargeable in here. It's only 750 milliamp hours. That's something I can use, and it has been very, very useful. Okay, I just wanted to put it back on me. There's been times where, like, I get it that people have their phones on them, their smartphones, cellular phones, whatever you want to say it as, right? And many of these phones, for the most part, and even flip phones have a degree of light on them, right? I get that, right? But sometimes you're away from your phone, or you want to pass it to someone, right? Ever pass someone, if they need a light, ever pass them an actual light source? An actual light source. They don't have to be so careful about, metaphorically speaking, right? If they drop it, it's not my phone, right? Yes, I'd still be butthurt if it broke or they lost it or they dropped it in the drain. But there's certain little things I can do with this that are more difficult with, let's say, if you're using a flashlight, the flashlight option on your phone. But with a piece of cordage, I can dang this down lower to see something, let's just say, below the surface or whatever. If I did it with a phone, that'd be a little bit more precarious. You would have to, right? And something like this is, and I can clip this on a pad because it's a reverse clip. So this way. I quite like this, by the way. Too bad I can't see the words on it anymore. I do have a video where I did show this. Yeah, it's actually right here. Probably not going to show on screen, but yeah, Streamlight micro screen. Like how I decided to show it on a live stream. It's kind of funny in that way, but yeah, something like this. Because, like I said, since it takes a smaller battery than some of the solar lights I have, right? I can charge it through solar too, if absolutely necessary. So if I brought, let's just say, go camping or whatever, I brought something like this, like a solar light or whatever. I can just adapt the power, use an adapter and recharge the battery that I have in the stream light. So, providing it's sunny, right? Providing that it's sunny and for a long enough period of time, right? Because honestly, right now on that one that I just showed, I'm probably gonna get like 2 volts out of power from the solar panel because it's friggin' sunny out. Honestly, if it's more cloudy, overcast, I'm probably only gonna get like 0.2. It'll take a very, very, very long time. It's not the whole day, the next day too, right? So something like I can indirectly charge the solar that battery with something like this. Technically, it says use rechargeable battery only. Well, I am. It's just it's just a battery I'm using for a flashlight instead. Oh, sorry. Let me just leave this on screen. It's because I don't want. Oh, I don't. It's one thing I don't exactly like about this. Hold on. I swear I saw that coming. I knew I shouldn't have jinxed it. I knew I shouldn't have said anything about it. Let me leave this on screen for a moment here. Yes, I just read your guys' comment. Shadow's really draining those those things in there. And I'm not talking about basketball draining them free. I'm talking about something else here. And swish on that. Shorter the better. Okay. Well, speak of which, I should make sure my device is charging. Come on. Yeah, I'm at 89. I'm going. The N key is not where I have to swipe, because that would just not be great. I'm glad it's not like that. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. So yeah, I mean, coming back to the thing, I mean, like something like this, it's quite useful. No, I just gotta put back in the sun here. This ledge that I have here, which is actually really good too. It actually fits on my ledge quite, like, perfectly. It fits there perfectly, right? I'm just like, I've been trying to see how I can use the solar lights more, not just more efficiently, I should say, but for different things too. I mean, I'll have to try them when there's less daylight out. Let's see. see how efficient it really could be, right? See how much time I can get out of it. Let's see. We'll see. Right, these lights actually came with another part to it, but I'm not using that part right now. I know I could. Welcome back, PV. He's back, everybody! He's back! Oh, okay. PR, don't break into song now. I gotta remember not to break into song now. But yeah, I mean, I've been trying on some of this other stuff too, randomly. I have one of these things. I swear I just got spammed on my phone. Like, literally. As a text message. I'm just like, I don't know what this is. I am not replying to it. That's for sure. But anyways, I have one of these things there. I've actually been trying it out. There is a few things I can use this for. And of course it's basically one of these really emergency chargers, right? But I've been using it for smaller devices, smaller things. Like, such as, like, a headset that I'm using right here. I mean, technically, you know, USB away. Here's one of the ones I've shown before. Yeah, just power on it. I've actually tried charging on phone with it. You'll get a few percentage. I mean, it's just because sheer difference in scale of the power. Scale of the power, I think. Yeah, well, I'll just say it like that. You know, 2 AA batteries are not don't give you that much charge on a phone, let alone a battery bank that has more than like 1,000 milliamps of power, right? So, but hence I use something like a power bank or a battery bank for. As I put these little things back in the bag here. Before I forget. Yeah. Even something like that could be useful. I can see reasons for it. Alright, take care. Take care, Shadow. Take care, my friend. Always nice to see you around. Let's see here. I don't forget anything, yeah. But yeah. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Dang it. I think my StreamYard renewal period started today. Maybe I should have did the stream yesterday. Whatever, I guess. I seem to have never used up all the free 20-hour per month or in 30 days anyway, so I should have enough for more if I want to do more later. I will probably go for another, let's say, 5 to 10 minutes here, so another 5 to 10 minutes here on the stream. I appreciate everyone dropping by, the way. I think I'm sensing something. And I probably should be proactive about the storm coming over. I don't want them coming back. You're still streaming? I thought you were gonna be done soon. You know I was coming by. Oh, sorry. Right? So, I'm trying to be a little bit more proactive about it as much as possible. Sometimes I have to take care of a few things anyways. Oh, yeah. My coffee grounds are starting to dry out. I'm just drying them out just so it's easier to store them until I'm ready to use them. Because I know for a fact that if I cover that or whatever, eventually mold would grow into it. Now, it's not a deal breaker. I can wear gloves or whatever, right? But it's just the hassle of handling it, right? Because then for sure I have to wash my hands after, right? And also I don't want to breathe that stuff in or be too close to it. So hands dry, so I can store it, handle it very easily, and not have to worry so much. I guess it would be smart if I put something else in the sun, right? I'm just like, I just have it off to the side in the shade. I'm like, I'm really gonna put that solar panel in the sun. Let it recharge with the CR in it with some solar power. But yeah, see, some of these PVB. I originally did have this in a bag, but after doing some more research and some testing, I decided, no, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. I need something a little bit more, a little bit better. You know, they're right over there. Even something like this would be much better. Relatively the same amount of weight, give or take, but I mean, there's pros and cons to both of them and such, right? But at least this one's a little bit more. Oh yeah, this is like 2,000 milliamp hours. Yeah, output 1 amp. So I think I rarely use that. I mean, this is something like. Let me make sure I'm not showing something here. Oh yeah, on these battery banks. Obviously, there's more higher and more capacity battery banks, but obviously they're gonna be heavier and bulkier, right? You know, something like that to me has been like so useful. A battery bank. My first battery bank I had was back in 08, 09. It was like a 3,000 milliamp battery bank. It was quite useful, especially on my, let's say, travels, commutes, whatever, right? So I always had charge on the phone, for example, at that time. And something like this is quite useful. And you know, even just thinking, let's just say, you're rushing, you're doing stuff, you're out, or whatever, you may something like this could give you that option to be like, hey, I gotta leave now, my phone's not totally charged, or device that uses USB power is not totally charged, but I can have mobile or mobile power, right? Mobile power? Yeah, I guess I'm trying to say it like that. So something like that's always nice. Yeah, power bank. Yeah. Alright. Noted, PP. Noted. So. But they are quite useful anyways, regardless. Because sometimes, you know, especially if you travel, I know people are traveling, camping and such, right? Something like this could be quite useful, for example. Because I've known more and more that a lot more people are having these now. I mean, some of the people are older than I am. I show them this and they're like, what's this? Oh, this is a battery bank. They're like, what? They're like, what? Right? Oh, this is a portable power. Right? That's what I would say it, like layman's terms, right? Portable power. You know, for your phone, right? For your smartphone, for example, right? Obviously, USB can be used for lights or whatever, right? And such. I mean, I could use this to transfer power into like batteries, for example. And I get used for a flashlight or something like that. But I realized that, you know, it's just so it's convenient too, right? Because sometimes, like I said, if you're rushing out and your phone's not fully charged, well, at least you have power on the way, mobile power, right? Providing you bring, you know, a connector for it, whatever it is, cable, whatever, right? You gotta bring that, and that goes hand in hand, right? Because I've been thinking of myself here, right? How many people actually have their spare cables, right? I mean, like, I actually do have spare cables for these devices, just in case. And I mean, not only that, because I have spare cables, and, you know, provided that they work and you check on them or whatever, right? That also means that, hey, if I grab a backpack or whatever, right, and I forget to bring my standard cable that I tend to use with the phone, hey, I was smart enough to make sure I have a spare in the bag. And besides, things can happen to a cable. Things can happen. Or it could be as simple as, like, hey, someone has the same device that uses the same connector, input connector, right? And I can lend it to them and help them charge their phone while I'm charging my phone, right? That way there's something in there. Because I know when I've gone camping or whatever, most of the time, let's just say car camping or something like that, and this happened to me back in 2022, where basically everyone all the time was always charging their phone, riding their vehicles and stuff, right? And nothing wrong with that, right? But the thing is about something like that, and let's just say you gotta keep your door open or unlocked or whatever, right? Because unfortunately, one of my friends had their phone stolen while they were charging their phone in their vehicle. So keep that in mind, by the way. Now, if they had a battery bank, right, and hopefully with enough charge and it's full or whatever, they have the mobile power, so it could just be right next to them. So yeah, like even the battery bank that I brought that time served many purposes. Like someone actually had to make an important call or whatever. They had to be on hold for a little bit, so I lent them this battery bank that I had for a little bit of time. So I mean, to me it was just like, oh yeah, this convinces me more and more how useful they are. That yeah, I'll bring them with me. Because sometimes it's not just about my phone charge or whatever, right? I might have all this power, but they're on the line, on hold for half an hour, right? Right? They can't hang up or whatever, right? You know, maybe they have their display turned on to dim or whatever, right? But they still have to be there when the quote-unquote representative comes on the line, right? So, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Spares make sense, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Your phone, exactly, right? It'll give you a little bit more to work with. I mean, some of these have built-in LED lights. I have a few that are like that, but, you know, even something like that, right? I mean, like, I have one off to the side here. Alright? But, built-in LED, alright? If I had something like that, I'd be like, hey, now I got 2 options, right? And let's just say you have a battery bank, right? It's easy enough to like put a Ranger band or a way of adding in one of these little tiny plug-in USB lights in, right? So you can have something like that with it, maybe even fit with your phone or behind your case or something along the lines of that, and you have a little bit more to work with in the situation. Especially if you consider that people randomly charge their phones at times, right? At night or whatever, right? They let the battery go down a little bit before they start charging it or whatever, right? Also try to maintain it or whatever, but it would kind of suck if the power went out and your phone was down to 20 or in that more critical zone, right? and having to like run, let's say, a car or an engine or a generator right away just to charge your phone, right? Where, oh hey, I got access to this battery bank, right? So I'm good on that, yeah, right? Not drawing attention or using unnecessary power, I should say not power, but fuel unnecessarily right away, right? Because you were proactive and decided to have a few battery banks, right? So they're not overly expensive for what they are, right? Right? They're way more common nowadays. I mean, like back when I had one, I was like, you know, these random commutes or whatever. Like I was like one of very few people that had one, right? At that time, where I just like out with it and just like sitting in a coffee shop or something like that, right? Well, maybe not a coffee shop, but like something along the lines of that. I'm just like, you know, and my phone at that time was tethered to the battery bank, right? But it was so convenient. It was like, you know, I don't have to worry so much about like, do I have enough charge on my phone to make these calls that I need to make, right? I mean, they weren't emergency calls or whatever, but they were socializing calls, right? I want to talk to some people, right? Reconnect with some people. Just like how I'm reconnected with some of you out there right now. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Like, PV, I mean, like, even if you have one of these little things, I don't have it nearby, but I mean, also this one that I showed earlier, this one at the dollar store, but this is a little big, but they have these other ones that are like the size of a memory card or a mini SD card, right? Well, a little bit thicker than that, right? So it's just like something like that you could easily kind of add it into the battery bank or onto your phone case or something along the lines, and have that be like, hey, now I can use this phone to still make these calls, but now I have a separate light source, right? Instead of having the light and the phone together, right? Because you may have to rearrange it, get some height on the light or whatever, right? Give the light to someone else. Well, if you're making some sort of call at that same time, right? Then it's just like, and providing you don't have a Bluetooth headset or whatever, right? Stuff like that. That's my time there. Alright, still 5 minutes. Alright. 5 minutes, everyone. Because I gotta remember, I extended it a little bit longer than I wanted to, but, yeah. Spares make sense, yeah. Exactly. Especially on something that you generally use quite often. Such as cables or whatever, right? Maybe... Because it would kind of suck if you only had one cable and it's not working, right? Then you gotta talk to people, ask someone, a friend or someone to borrow one, buy one right away, whatever, right? So, I keep a few spares, generally only for Android and iOS. Generally, right? Because generally most stuff will take stuff like that, right? I mean, I get this early that takes something too, right? Yeah, it's good. Oh yeah, still working. I gotta remember, I gotta kind of angle these solar lights in the sun better. So they are quite useful. And just like that, lights are useful too. I mean, I've had this one instance, and I've mentioned this before at a friend's place, because the thing that I've noticed too is you're not always at home when things happen. All right. Sometimes you could be at work, at a friend's place, out, right? Most people, generally speaking, go places, wherever it is. It could be friends' places, relatives, family, step parents, right? In-laws, right? Social events, gatherings, parties, you know, and stuff like that. The rule is that sometimes things happen, and you know, the rule is at times a flashlight has been quite useful for me in terms of an item, even just to everyday carry. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like every single day I'm using it, but when I actually need to use it, it's already with me, and I realize, hey, this, it makes it worth having to recharge the battery and keeping it on me that after 364 or 5 days, you know. Remember when next year is a leap year since it's 2024. Every 4 years, sorry. Next year's a leap year. So, yeah. But it makes it worth carrying it for those other days, right? Especially it's something that, I could be, yeah, don't get me wrong, you might have your phone with you, but you might be charging it in their room or whatever, right? Waiting for it to top off, right? Where I'll just pull like an everyday carry flashlight out. It's like, here you go, right? And see what you're gonna see, checking under the sink. Oh, do I got a leak underneath the sink? Or something like that, right? Something a little bit more dedicated to it, yeah. What's my time at? Did 4 minutes go by so quick? I thought. Alright, 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. Alright, 2 more minutes here. I appreciate everyone that dropped by. I know Shadow Sweet came in. I know Dale's here. PV, David. Prep for it. Celtic Grandma, Vanessa Kitty, and such. Shout out to the replay gang here. Let's see if this one person comes by and watches this replay. If you're listening to this right now, let's all take a pause for that. I just want to see if they hear this part of it. Because if you do, and if you're listening to it, you can quote me in the comments section, and I'll be like, oh, they did watch that part because it was directed to them. Wow. Yeah, my coffee's already done. That was good coffee. Nice pick me up. Help me get my day going a little bit more here. Hey, it's Health Garden. How are you doing, Glenn? I'm about to slip out of here, but I do appreciate you still dropping by on the latter half of the stream. Last few minutes here. About the hit the road, metaphorically speaking, soon. A few minutes from here. Yeah. What's up, James? I see you in there. I see you in there too. So appreciate you both coming by here. I swear, it doesn't matter who does the stream or when it happens. There's always someone that shows up here at the end. Just the way it is. We all go there. I've done that too, where I'm just like, oh, I just got the last second to say bye, like, right now, right? I'm just like, bye. I'm just like, dang it. I missed all the good parts of it. I gotta catch the replay for this or whatever, right? Or sometimes I come in the middle and be like, I'll come back and watch the first part of it again. Real quick, right? Well, especially on the premiere or something like that, sometimes because it's more or less the same. Live streaming and premiere aren't too much different. The only thing is that interaction, right? But you're doing okay, Health Guard. Okay, so in this last few minutes, or like literally, because I'm serious this time. I'm serious. I'm serious. The last few minutes, or right? Go out there, everyone. Enjoy. Not only enjoy life, right? Enjoy like the time you have with nature out there, camping and such, right? But also be proactive about what's could eventually come. Which is say it like that, right? Be more proactive, right? See the signs out there and such, right? See that foreshadowing, metaphorically speaking. And try to do something more positive, more proactive today. You know, as my banner would say on the channel, you know, create a better future starting today kind of deal, right? And maybe it's not just preparedness related, right? But it's also what's on the inside too, right? Your mind too, right? But when you have will and determination, you could get things done too, right? The drive to survive, as some people say, right? And just keep making positive progress forward. Incremental steps too, right? Some other people would say, right? Preparedness is not a sprint, it's a marathon, right? Sometimes you just gotta stay ahead, right? You might not always come out on top or first, right? But, you know, try to be slightly behind that, right? And when you see people out there, right, with more or whatever, always remember that they've probably been working on it too, right? You can reach that kind of level too of progress, but you gotta start there, right? It's just like gardening, right? Chopping, dropping, composting, all that stuff, increasing that stuff in the soil, right? Metaphorically speaking, build your soil up, all right? One leaf, one prep, one water supply, one extra container, one extra skill, one extra piece of knowledge, some more experience at a time. Because, I mean, it'll help. It'll help. Not just the resources, but like I said, skills, knowledge, and experience. Hi, Sandy. I'm just about to slide out here. Can't quite tell James, by the way. Oh, exactly, PP. Anyways, everyone, I appreciate everyone, you ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the stream. Shout out to the replay game. And like always, everyone, go create a better future starting today. And remember, our world is changing out there, but we can adapt with it too. Build that skill and knowledge by practice can help everyone. One can help someone. All right, everyone, take care. Go enjoy the day. And I'm thankful that y'all came by. Take care, everyone. It's peace out from the one known as CR. Take care, all.